listening to Ms. Preeta Ganesh, VP of Wales Group of Institutions. Ms. Preeta is a dynamic management professional with a vision to redefine Indian education to globally acclaimed standards and make India a knowledge power by providing premium yet affordable education to all segments of society. She has been instrumental in devising the internationally acclaimed curriculum of Kindle Kids for children in preschool. She has also been chosen as the Pink Ambassador by India Turns Pink, an organization that creates awareness of breast cancer and mitigates ways to fight it for women of all ages. We are honored to have you with us.
A very good evening to one and all present here. I'm very excited to be a part of the Future of Education 2022 conference, and I would like to thank the organizer and Dr. Mona for having me here. I'm about to present on curriculum research and development. So today we are facing unprecedented challenges, social, economic and environmental, driven by accelerating globalization and a fast rate of technological developments. At the same time, those forces are providing us with a myriad of opportunities for human advancement. The future is uncertain, we cannot definitely predict it, but at the same time, we need to be prepared for it and also prepare our kids for it. The children entering education in 2022, they will be young adults in 2030, but schools have to prepare them for jobs that have not yet been created, for technologies that have not yet been invented, and problems that have not yet been anticipated. It will be a shared responsibility for us to seize the opportunities and find solutions. To navigate through such uncertainty, students will need to develop curiosity, imagination, resilience, and self-regulation. They will need to respect and appreciate ideas, perspectives, and values of others. They will need to cope with failure and rejection, most importantly, and move forward in the face of adversity. Their motivation will be more than just getting a good job and a high income. They will have to need to care about the well-being of others, their friends, their families, the planet, and their communities. Education can equip learners with responsibility and a sense of purpose and the competencies they need to shape their own lives and contribute to the lives of others. Education in the future should be able to answer two questions. One is, what knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values will today's students need to thrive in the competitive world tomorrow? And secondly, how can educators and instructional systems develop these knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values effectively? The future of education should be such that we are committed to helping every learner develop as a whole person, fulfill his or her potential, and help shape a shared future built on the well-being of individuals, communities, and the planet. The future world can be described using four adjectives: volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Education can make the difference as to whether people embrace the challenges that they are confronted with or be defeated by them. An era characterized by new explosion of scientific knowledge and a growing array of complex societal problems, it is appropriate that curricula should continue to evolve, perhaps in more radical ways. Education is at a crossroad, and the pandemic has only further aggravated the sense of disorientation. In this context, everyone should be considered a learner, not only students, but also teachers, administrators, parents, and communities. Two factors in particular will prepare students to become learners of the future. The first is a personalized learning environment, like some of my previous speakers mentioned, that supports and motivates each student to nurture his or her passions, make connections between different learning experiences and opportunities, and design their own learning projects and processes in collaboration with others. We've all come to terms that the one-size-fits-all approach is no longer relevant in the current scenario. The second is building a solid foundation. Literacy and numeracy will still remain crucial. Finding the right balance between subject knowledge And the thinking skills that underlie and frame these disciplines will remain an important challenge for education. In the era of digital transformation and with the advent of big data, digital literacy and data literacy are becoming increasingly essential, as are physical health and mental well being, which are almost forgotten nowadays. Curricula encapsulates a complex concept, the mobilization of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values through a process of reflection, anticipation, and action in order to develop the interrelated competencies needed to engage with the world. To ensure that the new learning framework is actionable and imparts the transformative competencies. You all know the four C's of the 21st learning skills. They are creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. These need to be incorporated into the curricula. These four skills are essential for modern students to succeed in school and the workplace. They often make the biggest impact in terms of setting students apart when they are applying for or starting their careers in organizations. Curriculum should be redesigned, acknowledging that education is an ecosystem with many stakeholders. Students, teachers, school administrators, parents, national and local policymakers, and academic experts should work in tandem to develop curriculum. There are five common challenges. Firstly, confronted with the needs of parents, requests from parents, universities, employers, schools are dealing with curriculum overload. As a result, students often lack sufficient time to master key disciplinary concepts, or in the interest of a balanced life, to nurture friendships, to sleep, to exercise, and take good care of themselves. It is now time to shift the focus from our students from more hours of learning to quality learning time. Curricular reforms suffer from time lags between recognition, decision making, implementation, and the impact. The gap between the intent of the curriculum and learning outcome is generally too wide. Thirdly, content must be of high quality if students are to engage in learning and enjoy the process and acquire a deep understanding. Curricula should ensure equity while innovating. All students, not just a select few, should benefit from social, economic, and technological changes. Finally, careful planning and alignment is critically important for effective implementation of reforms. The future of education depends largely on how well any institution in the K-12 or higher education space fosters and nurtures an ecosystem that ensures student engagement. Although ideas about digital media and learning have become an important area for education research, little attention has been given to the practical and conceptual implications. Contemporary curriculum innovation should reflect the social and technological changes, and initiatives should be centrifugal. That means expressing a vision of education and learning that is decentered, distributed, dispersed, and emphasizing on networks and connections. I would like to conclude by saying that curriculum should be created in a way such that it is both forward and backward looking. Each innovation should represent a certain way of understanding the past whilst also promoting a particular vision of the future. Thank you so much and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your inspiring talk and for prodding the educationists, parents, and policymakers here to do our best to facilitate a more wholesome learning experience for our children. Thank you very much, audience, for being patient. And I know we've been running far behind our schedule, but thank you so much for being patient. We now have the honor of listening to Mrs. Uma Maheshwari, who is the Chief Executive Officer of AISC Anna University. Ma'am is a graduate with 15 plus years of experience in corporate and education institutions, and she has been very instrumental in creating curriculum in the areas of management, entrepreneurship, and new generation fast-growing technologies for both K-12 and graduate students. Thank you. Good evening all.
So it's indeed a pleasure for me to be a part of this Future of Education conference, and thanks to Dr. Mohan Lakshmi for giving me this opportunity. I was indeed asked to talk about entrepreneurship in education because, as I was introduced, I head an incubation unit in Anna University, which is all about fostering innovations in startups among the graduates. It's actually for public. It's not just limited to Anna University. That's one thing which I wanted to clarify here. Because people, when they host such incubation centers inside a renowned institution, they generally take it for granted that these are meant only for that particular institution, but it is not so. They open for all, whomever who has a brilliant idea, and they feel like they have to, get kind of mentorship. They need proper guidance in making their idea happen into a startup, or has to be reached out to the stakeholders. Then we can definitely work in Jaipur Innovation Center. In my journey, where I have been in the startup ecosystem for quite a while, say around 6 years, 6 to 7 years. So I've been very much instrumental in the skill development part, where I've worked with NSDC, Logistics and Pascal Council, and all for pulling out the right skill curriculum for the that could develop the students of younger age, or those who are not actually qualified, even they're not even past their 10th or 12th standard, to become eligible or maybe skilled. So we've been doing those kind of works for quite a while, and so I've also gone through some brilliant people who have got beautiful ideas but have not got the arena to showcase it and grow up well. So having that in mind, I've got some few points to highlight on, and I don't want to take too much of time this time. So first thing is that most of the kids whom I have gone through, like for mentoring, for those who come to me with ideas, they all have this one thing called hesitation. There's something called hesitation that stops them from experimenting what they want. They actually feel worried, to tell it in front of people and say like, "Ma'am, what if I'm wrong?" Let it be. So the let it be attitude is little missing. That's what I found among the students. Those who even come to college, and I feel the same kind of hesitation among them when they have to brief their idea to me, so that I can help them out in getting funding, help them out in getting growing, making their company stable. Always, wherever I've seen this part of hesitation. And second thing, they wanted to do business, but they want to do it all alone. They don't have the mentality of having a team. So partners, team players are very rare. And when I get a proper structural startup that comes with a team, I'll be delighted, because that's the spirit of entrepreneurship. When you grow, you have to pull others and grow. So that team spirit has been like, I don't say it's a spirit, but they wanted to be safe. Even if it is lost, let me face it now. Why should I bring another person and he also has to come? No, nothing like that. You can still have like-minded people. Pick up a right person to be on your side, support each other and grow. But that attitude is now coming down. Even if I talk to the school students or even the college students whom I'm mentoring, I feel this similar kind of thought process going on their mind. And the third one, business is all about money. Money is business, business is money. It's not so. Actually, business has to be the value for the stakeholder, value for the end customer or consumer whom we call. But that mindset is not there. What they want to feel like I have a business, let me raise fund. Hello, what value are you creating to the customer? Explain that to me. Nobody is interested in explaining that to me. Second thing, nobody knows how to explain that also. And again, the most interesting point is I have done my PhD. If somebody is asking me what is your PhD all about, I would say I'll take some 15 minutes. I'll take 15 minutes and I explain what my PhD is all about. But investors don't have time. Talk about your business in 2 minutes or 2 lines has always been a challenge for all the startups that I have. Putting it in a nutshell, giving it in a crisp way. I can't have buckets of ice cream, man. I can have it only as a scoop. So that is the limited version and limited power that one can ever deliver. So that is even missing. So I don't wanted to claim that this is a mistake in education system or elsewhere. I wanted to see there is a cumulative effect here. Even when like I'm a parent, I have a son who is 10 years old. So when I talk to him also, I used to give him brief, like very. Now I don't give him brief lectures. I give him detailed lectures. Maybe that's the kind of attitude he would have got. So whenever somebody is asking a question, he'll take his own time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. He will answer in his own pace. People, because he is young, they will enjoy. You know, like the kid is giving me stories, the kid is giving me answers in a bigger way. He's able to, tell me so many things. But once if he starts growing up, and once if he's reaching to this is now we are living in an era where it is all about objectives. We talk about MCQs. We talk about objectives. So where is the explanatory question answer system has gone? I don't know. And the kids are even prepared only for that. So that's a complete societal mistake that they've been making. It is not a mistake in one place or one particular system. It is all about the complete structure of the society that we feel like we are talking too much unnecessarily, but not to the point. Talking to the point matters a lot. And the kid has to be given that that sense of talking to the point. And I still remember when I write my MBA exams, people used to tell me like, write 40 pages, no. One mark per page, you will get at least minimum, guarantee 40 marks. I'm actually fed up. I'm ambidextrous. I can write in both the hands with the same speed and clarity. So my friends used to tell me you're gifted, Uma. See, when your right hand paints, you can change your pen to the left hand and write. Guys, it's not about writing. It's about thinking in the exam hall. What is it all about? What is the problem given and how we got to analyze? The analysis should have only 4 or 5 lines. Nobody has the patience to go beyond that here. Even a consultancy report, I could see like 200 pages of consultancy. This is like, my God, what is this? A consultant is coming only to simplify my problem, not to magnify it by giving 200 pages report. So I think this is the way that we have been tuned, and even I was told the same way. But I took a bold call that I'm not going to write the 18 pages booklet completely unless and until it is required. Let me strike off if the problem goes wrong. That's fine. But I have when I have given a explanatory paper, I wanted to write only to the point. So I still remember I had one paper in my final semester called advertising and promotions. I wrote only 7 pages. Complete exam paper I wrote only 7 pages, but still I got 98. So the professors are pretty much convinced by the way I depicted whatever they wanted to know for whatever they wanted to see as an answer. So I gave only pictorial representation, flow charts, maps. But still I was able to convey that this is what my thought process was. So that to the point structure of putting out their ideas or telling out the answers is very essential for the present generation. So I feel that we have to together work on that and bring out that attitude of putting it in a nutshell, going ahead with the team, not hesitating. So these are the 3 points which I think we all have to put our efforts on and bring up the next generation. So curriculum is good, people are good, but these 3 points are little away from our focus, so that I can throw lights on that. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thanks.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your talk. Something that stood out for me, and I'm sure for many others, was how entrepreneurship is about teamwork. And in the entrepreneurial world where everyone is competing against each other all the time, I think that was a very important attitude that we should be able to inculcate. Thank you, ma'am. And now we have Mr. Kashi Vishwanath, who is a scientist and has about 40 years of experience working in the quality control and quality assurance and research in various organizations. His main objective is to change the attitude of quality among the people and organizations. And so we're delighted to have you.
It's a long way for me, but it's worth it. I think I thought of saying good morning to all of you, but now I think it is doesn't matter. I'm so happy and really honored to be here with the chief guest. the organizers, sponsors, Dr. Mona, ladies and gentlemen, and students. Well, the topic which I have chosen is industry readiness, something just unconventional, but then that's what I know because I've been working in the industries, in public sectors, FMCG companies, MNCs, and different kind of industries. Well, what happened was during the long service working in such industries, I found that students who are passing out and joining the organization, when they join the organization, very soon they get frustrated, they struggle, and many of them they leave the organization. If they don't leave, they are forced to leave the organization. They get so much, disgusted. So why is this happening? This happens because they lack in their temperament, the right kind of temperament, the attitude, and the adaptability to the industrial work environment. They are highly qualified, they are very intelligent, and when they join, if you see the profile and all, they are all shared to the entire employees of the organization. We feel so happy. But after a few months, we find they are nowhere. So, coming back to the presentation, the entire presentation, I want to spread a message through the presentation that the educators, the institutions, colleges should provide adequate awareness about the industrial environment to the students, so that they get a firm footing. And not only that, they should call all the industrial experts and ask them to share their experiences, the problems they have faced, so that they don't face any problem. The students, they have a very firm footing, and then they turn out, they become CEOs, entrepreneurs, and investors globally. Well, I'll go to the presentation. Before I start the presentation, I would like to narrate a small incident to make you all feel what is that I'm trying to say. Because unless I give you some examples, you don't just get it into your mind. A little change in your gears, all the time you're just listening about education, learning, and all that. What the real essence of education, I also had learned about it a lot. I'm so happy that my turn was in the last. Otherwise, I would have finished it and gone. But I heard all of you talking about the education and all. It was so thrilling. The incident is, I was working in a multinational company. We were supplying intermediates to Cadbury's and Nestle. And we were getting complaints from Nestle and Cadbury's that your premix, we were making a premix used for chocolates. Your material, the product what you supply, has got metallic pieces, foreign particles. And then if you don't arrest this metallic particles, we will stop your supplies and we legally blacklist you. This is what the multinational giants told us. We started working on that. We fixed powerful magnets to see that even smallest metallic pieces could be arrested and ejected out. We did that. To some extent it was possible, but then again we started getting complaints. Again, one from the Cadbury's, he came and he was shouting, he said, "What is this? You have not changed. You have given enough warnings, but still you have not changed. You are going to stop the supplies." Again we sat down. No, I had an engineer, a production engineer, who was probably from one of the top institutions. I think he was an IIT MTech. He was also with me, scratching his head. And the managing director clearly said, the owners clearly said that, see, we will sack you. We don't want people like you who cannot resolve this problem. I've given you enough money and you are not able to still arrest the metallic particles. So I remember we were sitting in the conference room and working, and this man was scratching, he was calling a couple of people, calling his friends. What is this we have done? Why are the metallic particles not getting arrested? Why are they not being detected by our magnets? Well, we used what do you call it? Test pieces. So before every trial, we used to feed the test pieces and see that they are collected. And we were collecting it. There's no problem about it. That means the magnets were validated. They were quite in place. The strength, the intensity, it was striking. It was able to detect and eject the test pieces. We counted the test pieces. If we had introduced 10 test pieces, all the 10 pieces were recovered. We sent the consignment. Again, there was a problem. This time Nestle. He said, no, we are getting metallic particles. Oh God, we didn't know what to do. And this man was getting furious because he was already given a notice that we are paying you a big salary and all that, but still you are of no use. And I was the head of the quality assurance. What I could do? We were trying our best. All of a sudden, I told our production head, why don't we go? Come on, let's go to the site. Let's go and try to do a trial there. Why are we sitting in the conference room? We are not going to solve the problem sitting in the conference room. Come on, let's go to the site, the plant operation site. We're just examining, we're just putting the trial, we're taking trials and all. One man, I'm just telling you this because very important, try to listen to this. Man was talking about team spirit. I acknowledge it. Great. So an old man, he was around 30, 40 years experience he had in the same line. He just came over, he asked me, kya ho raha hai sir? He talked in Hindi because he's a North Indian place. I have this man, this guy, the production head said, you do your mind your business, man, you do your work. What is this you're coming and troubling me? Already we are worried what to do and you're coming and troubling us. So I thought, just tell me what is the problem, sir. What are you going to do, man? You're sending all this misproduction going on and you people are all so careless and negligent that metallic pieces are going away in our supplies. So what is the problem? The problem is, we have got a big magnet, we have increased the gauge of the magnet, we are going to increase the magnetic field, but still the test pieces, the metallic pieces are coming. He said, sir, I was also thinking about it. I have got a small solution. If you can listen to me, please. What is that? What is that? What is the problem? How do you solve this problem? So, we had lot of power fluctuations. Every time the power used to go off and all. So, when the power goes off and starts, the magnetic field doesn't come to its full strength immediately. It takes some time. But the conveyor starts running. The conveyor is already loaded with the premix. The premix goes inside the conveyor and there are big two magnets on the side and then the powder gets spinning and this is packed. He said, sir, this is the problem. It takes time for the magnet to fully get blown, to come to its original magnetic field. So what you do is, here is the catch. What you are supposed to do is, this 10-15 minutes, whatever you collect the powder away from the conveyor, when it passes the magnets, you collect it, keep it separately and recycle it. This guy, production head, he sensed it. Yes, I got the solution. What are you, man? He was a Gujarati guy. He said, I'm 30, 40 years, I'm working here. I thought that probably that is the team spirit. If you would have kicked him out, if you would have asked him to God, man, you don't trouble me, this problem could have not been solved. And this production head would have gone. You would have been sacked, including me also. So all I'm trying to say, there is a way of working in the industrial sectors. You should, problems are not solved in the conference room. There are people who talk to the machines, they understand the language of the machines. You don't understand that, but you need to go and ask them. There is a Gemba management in Japan. They go, if you want to solve a problem, go to the place where exactly the problem has occurred. So there are a lot of things, children, we teach about nuclear fission in 9th standard. What is the use of teaching nuclear fission and atomic fission and all that? You're teaching about the nuclear reactor and all that. Teach something about all these things. They have to go to the industry. They need to learn all this. How to deal with such problems. And you need to call industries, people, experts from industries to explain, to share their challenges, to share their experiences. Right? We go through the presentation. So what does academics give us? Values and basic fundamentals, principles and laws, concept, methodology, mechanism, reactions, formulae and derivations, right? Anything more? Yes, academicians, educators. I think I've covered all. I'm sorry to charge. That's the way of my talking. Why is there a gap between education and industry? Student intent is to complete the syllabus and get prepared to take the exams. The objective is to score high marks and pass with distinction. Students lack career goals, lack objectives, adaptability and temperament. They lack attitude to get on with the people in the work environment and fail. The real challenge is to bridge the gap between academia and industry. What matters in the industry? Can you deliver along with the team or not? There are three things the owner wants, that's all. You address it, otherwise you are not. I don't need you. You talk, people talk, sense if you complete these 3 points. Can you deliver along with the team or not? Yes or no? Is my customer happy with the product or service? Yes or no? Has the product been delivered in time with quality? Yes or no? Student constraints. Now let us see what are the student constraints. Job entrants from premier institutions unable to cope up with the work environment soon get frustrated. Either leave or asked to leave. It shatters the student's dream of getting top placements. Why should this happen? Absolutely shatters their confidence and demotivated for not getting the value of the sterling academic achievements so far. They had the sterling achievements, academic achievements, but finally these are the disappointments they face. Why should this happen? What should educators and institutions need to do? Arrange for industrial visits, vocational training in industries, invite industry-oriented people to share their experiences, problems faced in the process, and how they are resolved. They create awareness for successful career in growth in industries. Let us see the leadership qualities also. A couple of them. Create an environment for your people to work freely and without fear. You might be a big boss, but absolutely should intermingle with them, and to see that they work with freedom, atmosphere, and they are free to talk anything they want. And they are free to question whatever they want. And that is how we need to work. Support your people and never let them down. Be a good listener, encourage, empower, and delegate. Leaders should work with the workforce. Never blame your team for failures. Take responsibility for failures. All this should be taught to the students. If they should be, the industrialists the people, senior people working in industries, they should come and share their experiences that we had such problems. Like I narrated one problem of electromagnetic problem. I just narrated you a problem which I personally faced on how we resolved it. So like that, if many people come from the industries and they share their experiences, it will add to them. It will add value to the students. And they will also become top CEOs, industrialists and entrepreneurs globally. In success, give full credit to your team and reward them. Never take credit for the good work. Never take credit for the good work, please. Be a role model, communicate clearly with confidence, inspire your team, be open and transparent. Execute with an action plan and keep reviewing the status. What is the suggested plan? Who is responsible? Who will do this and by when it will complete and what is the status? So go with an action plan. Be empathetic and also a taskmaster. Never compromise on quality. Whoever it is, let him be the owner, let him be the managing director. You are working not for the managing director but for the customer. Each one of us should know that. Finally, never compromise on quality. Educate student basics like total quality management, total collective management, Lean Sigma. These are beautiful tools. Risk management. Are you all aware that today we can foresee the risk, we can identify the risk, quantify the risk and mitigate the risk. So these are the tools available. Straight. You all can work on that. Let the students also be exposed to such kind of tools. Problem solving, root cause analysis and risk management. Students can be groomed to be top technocrats, quality experts, CEOs and entrepreneurs globally. And these are the leadership skills. So finally, because there is a shortage of time, I would like to contain this presentation. I would request, my message is the educators, please take this message forward and do your best. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your talk, once again highlighting the qualities of an impactful leader. I'd now like to take a moment to thank our friends from the press for joining us. Thank you very much. And our guests on stage will now be available to take questions from the press before we head on to our next speaker. Dignitaries on stage, you may do so now.
AIAASC accreditation begins with conversation and collaboration with the schools or the universities. Our first step is to make sure that the institutions understand what the process entails, and that first is the self-study. So that provides the school or the university with the opportunity to reflect, but also to demonstrate how they consider themselves meeting the standards. So understanding the standards, conducting the self-study, and that generally takes the first year of provisional accreditation. After that first year of provisional accreditation in K through 12, then the full accreditation occurs. At the university level, the universities are generally much more poised, generally by state ministries or national ministries, so there is not a provisional process, but rather they take the same 1 year to upload the evidence, to work with our staff on the ground, to make sure they understand the rubrics that are required for accreditation, and generally it will take an institution about a year to achieve full accreditation. That also includes a visiting team that will come with American and local educators who are again trained in the standards of AIAASC and have the experience in accreditation matters. And a 3-day full visit occurs where the institution then is able to demonstrate and explain the processes, the evidence that they've had. Classroom observations occur at both levels, as well as focus groups with parents, with students, and with the faculty of the university and or the school.
In what way are you teaching? What way?
So the metrics that are used look at everything from the operation of the school, but certainly focuses on the instructional process. At the K through 12 level, of course, there's always metrics for social emotional learning and for child protection, in addition to the American Common Core curricula that is required of schools that seek AIAASC accreditation, since it is an American international accreditation. At the university level, the same processes do occur. However, there are 8 standards instead of the 5 standards. So there's certainly a marked difference for our university accreditation versus K through 12 accreditation.
So, நீங்க கேக்குறது கரெக்டான கேள்வி. அதே கேள்விதான் நாங்க முதல்ல கேட்டோம். பிகாஸ் நான் இந்தியாவுக்கு வந்து எஜுகேஷன் செக்மெண்ட்ல இந்தியா ரிட்டர்ன் நான் சிங்கப்பூர்ல இருந்து ரிட்டர்ன் வந்து 2016ல வந்தேன். அன்னையில இருந்து இன்னைக்கு வரைக்கும் ஒரு 7-8 வருஷம். ஸ்கூல் ஃபீஸஸ், எஜுகேஷன் சிஸ்டம், எஸ் அதுக்கான காஸ்ட்டும் எஸ் நம்ம அதை கன்சிடர் பண்ணணும். பட் ஏன் இவ்வளோ எக்ஸ்பென்சிவா இருக்கு அப்படின்னா அந்த ஸ்கூலோட அக்ரெடிடேஷன், அவங்க எந்த போர்டு வச்சிருக்காங்கன்றதுக்கு, அந்த போர்டுக்கு என்ன மாதிரியான ஃபீஸஸ் இருக்கு, அதை வச்சுதான் இவங்க இந்த ஃபீஸை நிர்ணயம் பண்றாங்க. ஸோ அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது இங்க இருக்கிற அக்ரெடிடேஷன் போர்ட்ஸ்ல வந்து குறைவான போர்ட்ஸ் தான் இருக்காங்க இந்தியாக்குள்ள இன்டர்நேஷனல் போர்ட்ஸ் வரும்போது. அப்போ அவங்க என்ட்ரு ஆகும்போது ஒரு ப்ரைஸை ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணிடுறாங்க. அதுதான் நம்மளோட ஃபீஸ்ல இம்பாக்ட் ஆகுது. இப்போ ஐயாஸ்க்கு இங்க இந்தியாக்குள்ள என்ட்ரு ஆகும்போது முக்கியமா நாங்க எடுத்திருக்க ஒரு விஷயம் என்ன அப்படின்னா, இந்த அக்ரெடிடேஷன் ஃபீஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப ஸ்கூலுக்கும் அஃபோர்டபுளா. ஸோ அது வந்து நமக்கு கரெக்டா வந்து பேரண்ட்ஸுக்கு இது ஒரு அஃபோர்டபுள் இன்டர்நேஷனல் ஸ்கூலா மாறதுக்கு ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய வாய்ப்பு அமைக்குங்கிறது தான் வந்து எங்களோட மெயினான கோலே. இதுல ஆல்ரெடி இருக்கிற போர்ட்ஸ் ரொம்ப நாளா இருக்காங்க. உலகத்துல வேற நிறைய போர்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. மற்ற கண்ட்ரீஸ்லாம் ஏகப்பட்ட போர்ட்ஸ் அவைலபிள் இருக்கு. ஏன் இந்தியாவில் வரலன்னா அதுக்கே ஒரு கான்செப்ட் இருக்கு. அது நிறைய பேசணும், அதை பேசணும்னா. ஸோ இப்போ இருக்கிறது ரொம்ப லிமிட்டடா இருக்கிறதுனால அவங்க ப்ரைஸிங் ரொம்ப அதிகமா இருக்கு. அதனாலேயே நம்மளோட ஃபீஸஸ் அதிகமாகுது. ஸோ நம்ம இந்த போர்டு கொண்டு வரதுக்கு இவ்வளோ நிறைய வேலை நம்ம பார்த்ததுக்கான முக்கியமான ரீசனே வந்து அஃபோர்டபுள் இன்டர்நேஷனல் ஸ்கூல்ஸ் இந்தியாவில் வர ஆரம்பிக்கணும். ஏன்னா பணம் இருந்தா மட்டும்தான் வந்து கல்வி அடைய முடியுங்கிற நிலைமையில தான் நம்ம இன்னைக்கு வந்துட்டோம். அதை மாத்தணும் அப்படின்னா இன்னைக்கு இங்க இருக்க எஜுகேட்டர்ஸ் எல்லாருக்குமே அந்த எண்ணம் இருக்கதான் செய்யுது. எல்லாரும் ஒரு வகையில ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டே தான் இருக்காங்க. தனித்து ஒர்க் பண்றாங்க. அவங்க எல்லாரையும் ஒண்ணு கூடி ஒர்க் பண்ணணுங்கிறது தான் இந்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸே நாங்க வச்சோம். இதுக்கு முன்னாடி நிறைய எஜுகேஷன் கான்ஃபரன்சஸ் நடந்திருக்கு. பட் இந்த மாதிரி நாங்க செலக்ட் பண்ண ஒரு சீரீஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்பீக்கர்ஸ் எல்லாருமே வந்திருந்தாங்க. அதுல இருந்தே தெரியுது அவங்களோட ஆர்வம், அதை நிஜமாவே மாத்தணும், அதுக்கான முனைப்பு எடுக்கணுங்கிற ஆர்வம் இருக்கு. ஸோ இது இவென்ச்சுவலா சேஞ்ச் ஆகும் கண்டிப்பா. அட் திஸ் பாயிண்ட் நம்ம வந்து ரொம்ப குறை சொல்றதுக்கெல்லாம் இல்லை சார், நல்லா தான் இருக்கு. பட் அட் பார் இப்போ வந்து இன்னொரு 10 இயர்ஸ்ல வந்து இந்தியாவில தான் வந்து மிகப்பெரிய வந்து யங் ஜெனரேஷன் இருப்பாங்க. நம்ம தான் வந்து உலகத்துக்கே வேலை வாய்ப்புகளுக்கு மக்களை கொடுக்க முடியுங்கிற நிலைமையில இன்னைக்கு இருக்கோம். பட் அதை வந்து வேலை வாய்ப்பா அவங்களை வந்து எம்ப்ளாயிஸா கொடுக்கறதுக்கு பதில் எம்ப்ளாயர்ஸா மாத்தினா எப்படி இருக்கும், அதுக்கு என்னென்ன பண்ணணுங்கிறத இன்னைக்கு நிறையவே நாங்க பேசியிருக்கோம். ஸோ இது ஆக்ஷன்ல போறதுக்கு நான் நிறைய வருஷமா ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு தான் இருக்கேன். அண்ட் இன்னைக்கு நிறைய எஜுகேட்டர்ஸ் அதை வந்து அக்செப்ட் பண்ணாங்க, அக்னாலேஜ் பண்ணாங்க. இது நிறைய ஆக்ஷன்ஸ்ல வர ஆரம்பிச்சு. ஈவன் நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் இந்த ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஷிப்லாம் இங்க இந்தியாவில பேசும்போது நான் பேக் இன் 2012 ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும்போதுலாம் இட் வாஸ் வெரி டிஃப்ரெண்ட். இன்னைக்கு வந்து எல்லா ஸ்கூலுமே அதுல ஒரு ஆக்ஷன் எடுக்க ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. எல்லா ஸ்கூல்லும் ஏதாவது ஒரு ஈவெண்ட்டோ ஏதோ ஒரு விஷயம் நடக்குது. ஸோ இது ரொம்ப நல்லபடியா கொண்டு போக தான் செய்யும். பட் நம்மளோட பாலிசிஸ், நம்மளோட மெத்தட்ஸ், நம்ம கிட்ட இருக்க எஜுகேஷன் சிஸ்டம் கரிக்குலம் பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம்லாம் சொல்ல முடியாது. பட் அதை டெலிவர் பண்ற மெத்தட்ல தான் நிறைய இஷ்யூஸ் இருக்குன்னு தான் இன்னைக்கு எல்லாருமே பேசுனாங்க. என்னென்ன மெத்தட்ல அதை சால்வ் பண்ண முடியும்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ நம்ம நல்ல ஒரு கோலை நோக்கி தான் போய்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். இதுக்கு சீக்கிரமாவே சால்வ் ஆயிடும். ஏன்னா எல்லா எஜுகேட்டர்ஸும் எல்லாருமே ஒரே பாயிண்ட்க்கு தான் வராங்க. ஸோ அதை பார்க்கும்போது ரொம்ப பாசிட்டிவா தெரியுது. இப்போ ஒரு 40 அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் வந்திருக்கு சார், ஆல் ஓவர் இந்தியா, தமிழ்நாடு மட்டும் கிடையாது. ஏன்னா நம்ம இன்னும் அனௌன்ஸ்மெண்ட் பண்ணல, நம்ம வேர்ட் ஆஃப் மவுத் நம்மளுக்கு தெரிஞ்சவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து மட்டும். அண்ட் யூனிவர்சிட்டிஸ்க்கு ஒரு 15 அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கு. பட் அதுலயும் நம்ம ரொம்ப செலக்டிவா இருக்கும். அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செட் ஆஃப் ஸ்கூல்ஸ் ரொம்ப குவாலிட்டியா இருக்கணும், குட் நேமோட இருக்கணும். நம்மளோட விஷன், நம்ம என்ன நினைக்கிறோமோ அதை அவங்களும் புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு நடக்கணுங்கிறது அயாஸ்கோட ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய வேல்யூ. அவங்க எந்த ஸ்கூலோட ஒர்க் பண்ணாலும் அதை வந்து ரொம்ப கரெக்டா மீன் பண்ணுவாங்க. நம்மளோட விஷனும் அவங்களோட விஷனும் மேட்ச் ஆகணும் அப்படிங்கறது ரொம்ப முனைப்பா பார்ப்பாங்க. ஸோ அதை தான் இங்கேயும் கொண்டு வரும். ஆல்ரெடி ப்ராசஸ் இருக்கு சார். நம்ம இப்போ ரான் சார் வந்திருக்காங்க. இப்போ இந்த மந்த் முடியும். ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் மந்த் மேல இருந்து ஆக்ஷன் பிளான்ஸ் ஆரம்பிக்கும். இந்த விசிட்லயே நாங்கள் நிறைய காலேஜஸ் யூனிவர்சிட்டிஸ் மீட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். இவங்க பிரீதா கணேஷ் வேல்ஸ் குரூப் ஆஃப் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனோட விபி, அவங்களோட இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் எடுத்து விசிட் பண்ணியிருந்தோம். ஷி வில் ஷேர் ஃபியூ பாயிண்ட்ஸ்.
I'm Preeta Ganesh from Wales Group of Institutions. நாங்கள் வந்து K-12 செக்மெண்ட்லேயும் இருக்கோம், ஹையர் எஜுகேஷன் செக்மெண்ட்லேயும் இருக்கோம். இந்த வருஷம் வந்துட்டு 43 இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ் அண்ட் 43,000 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்க எங்கள் அடியில். நாங்கள் ஒன் ஆஃப் த வெரி ஃபியூ இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ் டு ஆஃபர் எஜுகேஷன் ரைட் ஃப்ரம் ப்ரீகேஜி டு பிஹெச்டி. இப்போ ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வந்து எங்கள் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனில் ப்ரீகேஜியில் ஜாயின் பண்ணாங்கன்னா அவங்க பிஹெச்டி வரைக்கும் படிக்க வேண்டிய எல்லா கோர்சஸுமே எங்ககிட்ட இருக்குது. மோர் தென் 100+ ஜாப் ஓரியன்டட் கோர்சஸ் ஆஃபர் பண்ணிட்டு வரோம். இப்போ வந்து ரான் சாரும் மோனா மேமும் எங்கள் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ்லாம் வந்து பார்த்து இங்கே இருக்கிற ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ், ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸோட இன்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணி ஃபேக்கல்ட்டியோட இன்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணாங்க. ஸோ ஒன்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி ஃபாரின் பாடிஸ் எல்லாம் இந்தியாவுக்கு வர ஆரம்பிச்சதுன்னா இந்தியன் எஜுகேஷன் வந்து குளோபல் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்ஸ்க்கு சீக்கிரமாக போய் ரீச் ஆகிடும். போத் இன்னோவேஷன் வைஸ், அதுக்கப்புறம் ஃபேக்கல்ட்டி அண்ட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ப்ரொஃபஷன் வைஸ். அண்ட் இந்த ஆஸ்க் போர்டில் வந்து நான் ஒரு மெம்பராக அட்வைசராக ஜாயின் பண்ணுறேன் இங்கிருந்து. ஸோ அதை பற்றி நான் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷப்படுறேன்.
வேலை வாய்ப்புகள் பத்தி ஸ்கூல்ல இருந்தே நம்ம டீச் பண்றோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்றீங்க.
இப்போ வந்து என்னென்ன வேலை வாய்ப்பு இருக்குன்னு தெரிஞ்சாலே அதை நோக்கி படிக்க ஆரம்பிக்கும். இப்போ நம்மளுக்கு தெரியறது ஒரு 10 தான் இருக்கு, இப்போ 50 இருக்கு. அந்த 50க்கும் அவனுக்கு தெரியப்படுத்திட்டு அதுல இருந்து அந்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டை வந்து நம்ம செலக்ட் பண்ண சொல்றது ஒரு நியாயமான விஷயமா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு தான் எல்லா எஜுகேட்டர்ஸும் ஃபீல் பண்ணுறோம். அந்த எக்ஸ்போஷர் அவங்களுக்கு கொண்டு போய் சேர்க்கறதுக்கான ஒரு பாடத்தையும் அதுக்கான செயல்முறையும் இந்த அக்ரிடிடேஷன் ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணுவோம். சொல்றீங்களா? அது வந்து 6 years இருந்து சார் இந்த ரூம்ல இருக்காங்க. சம்ரதானிகா ஸோ இந்த பாப்பா வந்து 5.5 yearsல ஜாயின் பண்ணாங்க. ஆக்சுவலி நம்ம 7 yearsல இருந்து அட்மிஷன் கொடுப்போம். அவங்க பேரண்ட் என்ன ஒரு 6 மாசம் சேஸ் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க. நம்ம 7 ஆகட்டும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம். பட் அவங்க நீங்க ஒரு முறை பேசி பாருங்க மேடம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. நான் பேசின முதல் நாளே மட்டும் ஒரு ஐடியா இருந்தது. அவங்க ஷமு இந்த குழந்தை, ஸோ இவங்களுக்கு வந்து ஐஸ்கிரீம் சாப்பிட்டா கோல்ட் ஆகும். அது ஒரு பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம். அவங்க ஏஜுக்கு அது மிகப்பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம் ஆகும். எல்லாருக்கும் அப்படிதானே. ஸோ அவ வந்து மேம் எனக்கு ஐஸ்கிரீம் சாப்பிட்டா கோல்ட் ஆகும், ஸோ அதனால என்னை வீட்டில் வந்து அலோவ் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. அப்போ வந்து எனக்கு ஹெல்தி வெர்ஷன் ஆஃப் ஐஸ்கிரீம் கிரியேட் பண்ணணும்னு ஒரு ஆசை இருக்கு மேம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. சரி, எனக்கு ஐஸ்கிரீம் பத்தி எனக்கு ஐஸ்கிரீம் பிடிக்காது. ஐஸ்கிரீம் பத்தி பெருசா தெரியாது, இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் ஃபிளேவர்ஸ் கூட நிறைய தெரியாது எனக்கு. ஸோ அப்போ நான் அவர்கிட்ட பேசும்போது ஷேர் சோ மச் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன். அந்த அவங்களுக்கு டெக்னாலஜி கொடுக்குற ஆக்சஸ், அவங்க வீடியோஸ் பார்க்கறது, மாஸ்டர் ஷெஃப் ஷோஸ் பார்ப்பாவ, இதுல இருந்தெல்லாம் அக்வயர் பண்ண நாலேஜ் எல்லாம் வச்சு அவ இந்த டிஐஒய்னு ஒரு கான்செப்ட் இருக்குல்ல, டூ இட் யுவர் செல்ஃப்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. நம்மளே வந்து இருக்கிற விஷயங்களை வச்சு பண்றது. அந்த மாதிரி ஐஸ்கிரீமை நம்மளே டூ இட் யுவர் செல்ஃபா பண்ண முடியும் மேம் அப்படின்னு நம்பினா. அந்த நம்பிக்கைக்கு அவங்க பேரண்ட்ஸும் சரி நாங்களும் சரி சப்போர்ட் பண்ணோம். 2 வருஷம் ஜேர்னி. இன்னைக்கு அவ வந்து அவலா டிஐஒய் ஐஸ்கிரீம்க்கு ஏக்கர்ஸ்ட்ரிங்கான ஒரு பேர் வச்சு லான்ச் பண்ணியிருக்கா. ஸோ அந்த ஐஸ்கிரீம் கிட்ட நீங்க வாங்கிட்டு வந்தீங்கன்னா குழந்தைல இருந்து பெரியவங்க வரைக்கும் ஹெல்தி வெர்ஷன் ஆஃப் ஐஸ்கிரீம் நீங்க வீட்டுல செஞ்சு நீங்க சாப்பிட முடியும். வேற எதுவுமே இல்லாம ஐஸ்கிரீம்ஸ் மட்டுமே போதும். அவ கொண்டு வந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஃபிளேவர் என்னவா இருக்கும்னு கெஸ் பண்ணுங்க. ஐஸ்கிரீம் ஃபிளேவர் அவளுக்கு பிடிச்சதும் இந்த மீடியா பீப்புள் இவங்களாம் கேட்போம் என்ன ஐஸ்கிரீம் ஃபிளேவரா இருக்கும் சார், வேற ஏதாவது அவ கொண்டு வந்தது வந்து பீட்ரூட், அவளுக்கு பிடிச்ச ஃபிளேவரும் பீட்ரூட் ஐஸ்கிரீம் தான். சோ அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது இந்த மாதிரி செயல்முறை தான் நம்ம விருப்பப்படணும். ஏன்னா அந்த குழந்தைக்கான ஒரு ஐடியா, அந்த குழந்தையோட ஐடியாவை நம்ம பிலீவ் பண்றோம், அதுக்கான தேவைக்கான டூல்ஸ் எல்லாம் நம்ம கையில கொடுத்தோம்னா அவ இப்பவே பண்ண முடியும். இந்த கான்பிடன்ஸ் இவளை எங்க கொண்டு போய் சேர்க்கும் நம்ம கொஞ்சம் இமேஜின் பண்ணி பார்த்தாலே போதும். இன்னைக்கு இந்த ஸ்டேஜ்ல வந்து உட்காரால, நீங்களும் நானும் அந்த ஏஜ்ல இது பண்ணிருப்போமான்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது. ரொம்ப கஷ்டம் இந்த ஸ்டேஜுக்கு ஏறதுக்கு. நம்மளுக்கே நிறைய பேருக்கு அந்த ஸ்டேஜ் ஃபியர், ஃப்ரைட்னிங் நிறைய விஷயம் இருக்கு. அது இந்த வயசுல உடைச்சிட்டா, அப்போ இன்னும் வளரும் போது அவளோட மேம்பாடு ரொம்ப பெருசா இருக்கும். அண்ட் எனக்கு பர்சனல் ஒப்பீனியன் வந்து இந்தியன் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் வெரி பிரில்லியன்ட். அவங்களுக்கான அந்த செயல்முறைகளும் அந்த டூல்ஸும் அவங்களுக்கான பிளாட்ஃபார்ம்ஸும் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டியும் கொடுத்துட்டு அவங்க எங்கேயோ போவாங்க. இன்னைக்கு நம்மளுக்கே தெரியும், உலகத்துல இருக்க மிகப்பெரிய கம்பெனிஸ்க்கெல்லாம் நம்ம ஆளுங்க சிஇஓ இருக்கு. அது நம்ம பெருமையா சொல்லிருக்கோம். ஏன் ஆனா அந்த கம்பெனி எல்லாம் நம்ம ஆளுங்க கிரியேட் பண்ணலங்கிறதா என்னோட கேள்வியா இருந்தது. அதுக்கான வேலையை தான் நாங்க இப்ப போட்டு. கண்டிப்பா சார், ஆல்ரெடி நம்ம சீஃப் மினிஸ்டர் சார் வந்து நான் முதல்னு ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் லான்ச் பண்ணிருக்காரு. அதோட மிஷனுமே கொஞ்சம் இதுலதான் வருது. அது ஸ்கில் பேஸ்டா அவங்க எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட்டுக்கு பாக்குறாங்க. சோ அதுலயும் நாங்க ஒன்று ஒர்க் பண்ணிருக்கோம். ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஷிப்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, அது வந்து தொழில் முனைவு. இன்ட்ராபிரினர்ஷிப்னு இன்னொரு கான்செப்ட் இருக்கு, வேர்ல்ட் வைட் இருக்கு. இந்தியால இன்னும் அந்த அளவுக்கு ஃபேமஸ் கிடையாது. சோ இந்த இன்ட்ராபிரினர்ஷிப்ங்கிறது ஒரு கம்பெனிக்குள்ளேயே, ஒரு ஆர்கனைசேஷன்ல நான் எம்ப்ளாயாவே இருப்பேன். ஆனா அந்த கம்பெனி, அந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் என்னோட சொந்த கம்பெனி மாதிரி நான் எப்படி செயல்படுத்துவேன். எனக்கு நம்ம கூகுள் எடுத்துக்கோன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். கூகுளோட சிஇஓ சுந்தர் பிச்சை, அவர் ஒரு இன்ட்ராபிரினர். அவர் வந்து அந்த கம்பெனிக்கு ஒர்க் தான் பண்றாரு, அவர் எம்ப்ளாயி தான். பட் அந்த கம்பெனி தன்னோடது மாதிரி எல்லா டிசிஷன்ஸும் எடுப்பாரு, அவர் ஆப்ரேட் பண்ணுவார். யாரும் அவர் கேள்வி கேட்போம், நான் இது ஏன் பண்ணல, இது ஏன் செய்யலன்னு யாரும் கேள்வி கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. இன்னைக்கே நீங்க நிறைய கம்பெனில இருக்க ஜாப் டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ல போய் பாத்தீங்கன்னா செல்ஃப் ஸ்டார்டர், கோ கெட்டர், இதெல்லாம் எங்களுக்கு வேணும், இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிறவங்க எங்ககிட்ட அப்ளை பண்ணுங்கன்னு மென்ஷன் பண்றாங்க. இதுக்கு ரீசன் அந்த இன்ட்ராபிரினர்ஷிப் நம்ம பசங்களுக்கு சொல்லி கொடுத்தோம்னா எம்ப்ளாயபிலிட்டி ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்கும். அது அவங்க எல்லாருமே தொழில் முனைவோர் தான் ஆகணும்னு இல்லை. கம்பெனிக்குள்ள போறவங்க இந்த மாதிரி ஸ்கில்டோட போனாங்கன்னா growth கம்பெனிக்கும் சரி அவங்களுக்கும் சரி மிகப்பெரிய லெவல்ல இருக்கும். அது கண்டிப்பா நம்மளோட இந்தியன் எக்கானமியும் பெருசா க்ரோ பண்றதுக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுவோம் சார்.
Thank you very much. If there are no more questions, we'll go ahead with our next topic. Thank you, dignitaries, and thank you very much, friends from the press, for your continued support. We now have the honor of listening to Jagadish Khanna, founder and CEO of Vayu Shastra. As the CEO, Mr. Khanna has created a theatre-based aeronautics and aerospace curriculum for children from the age of 5 onwards. He heads the R&D unit of Vayu Shastra, which focuses on various aerospace research areas, such as aerostats, aerodynes, spacesuits, cube satellites, and rocket control systems. Mr. Khanna was also featured in IIT Madras Innovation Series for his contribution and research in aeronautics.
Hi, I'm Tanishka and I'm 13 years old. I study in Bala Vidya Mandir Higher Secondary School. During this lockdown, I was really bored, thinking not able to be going out, playing with my friends, sharing, making new stuff. And I couldn't buy new stuff to create new things. So at that time I started researching on how to use household items to make crafts or even cooking or how painting and etc. So that's when I tried experimenting, and some of them were failures while some of them were success. So that was when I tried to note everything down and created a book out of it with short stories. So everyone who reads the book, in each chapter, which I have 16 chapters, I will be sharing one story with one DIY which can be made with household stuff. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Swarna and I'm the CEO and founder of an app called BSAFE, which is an anti-bullying app. BSAFE is an anti-bullying app for kids, where kids who are bullied can come into my app and there will be psychologists who will help them. BSAFE anti-bullying app is for fully free and for world of kids. I would like to thank I would like to thank Kidspreneur and Mohana ma'am for mentoring me and creating a wonderful app. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was a wonderful conference. We heard lots about assessment, innovative teaching strategies, and ideas for the future of education. And especially fun was to see these young people who've made a series of incredible ebooks and apps. It's really heartening. My name is Rakesh Khanna. I'm with Chrysalis. Thanks.